Good evening guys, welcome to another video, and today is the first impressions of the range from the British Barbers Association. Emma very kindly sent out some bits and pieces for myself and indeed many others to try, so I thought I'd put them through their paces this evening. That way, I say evening, I've got a bit more growth going on so I can put the products properly to the test. So we're going to start out with the face wash. Had a hot shower, but we'll give the face wash a go just to see what it says, see what it does, you know. Then we're going to follow that up with the shave cream. Use the bowl as well, and then once that's done we shall follow that with, if required, the shave matches. Hopefully not, but you never know. Then we're going to follow that up with the post-shave balm, and the icing on the cake to finish it all off is the sample of the moisturiser. Ready to go for a good night's sleep, get my skin looking all lovely and fresh for the morning. Because Sunday is normally meant to be a day of rest, but we're going out for lunch and hopefully celebrate a fantastic victory tonight for Anthony Joshua. I say hopefully, because the fight hasn't taken place yet. As you can probably tell by the daylight-ish still going on behind me. It's going to be my prediction, 6th round knockout by AJ. But anyway, onto the shave. So I've hot showered, ready to go. So we're going to start with the face wash. So even a blind mole like myself without my glasses on can see nice and clearly on the front, FW face wash. Don't even need to see the rest. Now, directions. Apply a small amount to damp face and neck, massage in small rotations all over and rinse clear. So we're going to do that. So I'm just going to wet the old face after taking that off. There we go. It says a small amount. How much is a small amount? I suppose it is all relative to your face. I'm going to use about that much. Maybe needing more, maybe not. We'll soon see. I can feel there's a little element of scrub. Scent I can't figure out yet, but definitely an element of something scrubbing there. Nothing heavy. It's just I suppose it's a simple soapy smell. Nothing standing out as an obvious note. Just a clean soapy smell. There we go. When it's clean, it feels nice and slick. So it's hopefully won't dry the skin. There, let's wipe it clean. I notice it says rinse, but I like to use my blue towel. For that little extra exfoliation on the skin. And then we'll give it a wipe. Or a rinse. Quick rinse. There. So I say, soapy smell. Seems to have, yeah, cleaned face. It's done what it's meant to do. So, not bad. Like I say, the scent was just clean and soapy. I do like a bit more of something other than just sort of clean soap, but I mean it's cleaned, and yeah, doesn't have, some soaps, particularly on my face, leave a real sort of instant tightening and sort of dry sensation on the surface of the skin. Not getting that, so that's a bonus point. I suppose points mean prizes, so yeah, happy days. Onto the shave. So we are going to obviously use the BBA shave cream with the integrated pot. Now, because it's not the largest pot in the world, I've opted to use one of my smaller brushes as opposed to one of my big Badgers or the Monster Synthetics. I'm going to use my Body Shop Synth. It's nice and small, should fit nicely into that bowl, and it says use a clean spoon to place a small walnut sized amount. So I have my little wooden stick. Don't actually have a little plastic spoon. I like to use my little stick. It does the job. So I'm actually going to scoop out about an almond size. A reasonably large almond, I'm going to say, and then what's left on the stick is going to go into the bristles of the brush. So there's a little bit in there, about that much going on in there. Like I say, there's a sort of modern cologne type scent going on here. So we'll start lathering in this provided little pot. Like I say, could be bigger, could be ridged, but we shall see what happens. Not huge amounts of lather yet, but we haven't added any additional water. I mean, I did soak the brush. One of my complaints about the brush in particular when you compare it to other brushes is it's got very springy bristles, and that makes for a bit of a nightmare sometimes when face lathering. Less of a concern when whipping up in a bowl, but we definitely need some moisture. So just about half a teaspoon added to the little pot, and hopefully that's going to start inviting a bit more lather to be produced. Now, it doesn't state that it's a brushless cream, but at the same time it doesn't state that it's one that you should lather, but I guess when a bowl is provided that would indicate a lathering cream. Here we go, we're getting something now. Definitely think we want more. Certainly for a full 3-pass shave we're going to need more than that. It's still very thick, so we shall add, nearly dropped the brush, not ideal. Add the same again, and we shall continue the lather production. So with it being a small bowl, it does hinder lathering somewhat. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily buy a product on the strength of an included bowl, certainly not a small one. I mean, this is a small brush, and it's a bit fiddly, I'll be honest. But at a pinch when you're travelling, if you've got a nice ceramic bowl or dish that you don't want to take the risk of breaking, it's better than having absolutely nothing if you want to use a bowl. I mean, there's absolutely nothing stopping the face lathering at all. Here we go. A little bit of extra water has brought it to life. There's now stacks in there. And when I say stacks, I mean what I would expect to be produced from that amount of product. And the scent is, like I say, that clean cologne. A slightly, it's a pleasant, clean, slightly aquatic cologne type scent. And the cream itself, the lather, I think it would benefit from being lathered up in a big bowl, just so you can whip it that bit firmer, that bit quicker, just to push air out. But, like I say, we're going to use everything as provided, just to get the full picture and give truthful, honest feedback. Because after all, that's what marketing exercises are about. You want honest feedback from all consumers, otherwise if there's some shortcomings and you don't cover them, then how are they meant to know? Same as the good points. We'll always sing the praises and highlight the bits that need improving. So, alright, I'm happy with the lather there. It's dense, creamy, hopefully nice and slick. So, like I say, we've got 2 days growth going on. And today's razor of choice is a Merkur 39C. Nice slant bar to deal with the 2 days of growth. And it's equipped with an Astra Superior stainless blade. So, yeah. Now ordinarily if I was face lathering I'd be doing this for a good few minutes just to stimulate the bristles and build the leather properly, but since we've hot showered and scrubbed and cleaned, we've got some stimulation and exfoliation already taken place. So, and let's face it, these synthetics can only do so much because they are quite soft. If you want proper exfoliation, you want something like a good boar brush or Black Badger, that kind of thing for a bit of scritch. So, we'll leave that there, and as is par with the course with that brush, lather has pinged all over the place. So, the razor, the Merkur 39C slant bar, otherwise known as a sledgehammer. Let's see how this stuff shaves. Yeah, not too bad. You can see it's certainly taken away oodles and doodles of stubble. Yeah, so far, so good. In terms of cushion, I can feel it protecting adequately against the blade. Okay, first pass complete. Just give the old wipe down. So, we've got a reasonable amount of residual slickness going on, which is always a plus point. First pass has been drama free. Yeah, happy so far. Let's get on with pass number 2. Get a little bit more of the old lather going on. So sometimes you can tell straight away if a soap is going to do what it's meant to do in the first pass. Sometimes you can't. And this one so far, very much in the former, and it's doing alright. It's giving me no causes for concern. Yeah, there we go. Across the grain completed with no drama. That's what I like to feel. The soap gives me confidence to perform it against the grain paths and have no qualms. Because sometimes, like I say, a soap lets up a few of its secrets early on. If it's going to give you any grief, you generally know in the first pass. So if there's not enough glide, you'd absolutely know about it. And sometimes I found soaps that just leave a little bit to be desired, and granted they're few and far between, thankfully. There's not many soaps I've refused to shave with. But there, that's nice. Nice and smooth against the grain. Just allowing the razor to glide smoothly. Which is all I can ask for, really. So going against the grain with this razor can be a risky affair. Because of the heavy torquing on the blade, it's very stiff and very rigid and takes no prisoners at all. So sometimes you feel a little bit edgy about doing it, but not with this. Feels good. Happy days. Now, that is 3 passes complete. Like I say, no drama. And let's have a look. No cuts. No sore spots. No cause for concern. So, the cream, I'll stop calling it soap because it is a cream, seems to be doing well. So, like I say, oh no, it does say about brushing up the lather. So yes, I'll take that back. It does indicate lather. So, 150ml of nicely clean scented. It's one of those scents that's going to be inoffensive to anyone, and it makes sense to do that, particularly if you're only going to produce a single scent in your range. You want to keep it as inoffensive and appealing to as many as possible. So I think you've got the right choice there. Performance, can't argue. It does what it should, what any good cream should, and it provides a good amount of glide, good protection against a pretty aggressive setup, and time will tell as to the post-shave feel. We'll cover that properly at the end of the week, next weekend, once I've had a good week's worth of use, just to sort of make sure I've dialed in the lather properly and got it to use spot on. Because not every day will I use a balm. On the days that I don't, I get the true post-shave feel of a cream or a soap. And that's what I'll report on at the end of the week. So we'll leave that variable uncovered, but so far, so good on the cream. Now, we're going to go with the post-shave balm. It says provides instant relief from shaving, contains dragon's blood. So for any budding Targaryens out there, you might want to give this one a miss. For nourishment and protection. Of course, there are no real Targaryens. They exist entirely in Game of Thrones. But anyway, it says, after shaving, dry off and apply to whole beard and neck area, avoid the eye area. It's a nice little pump dispenser, I like that. Means it's going to be easy to put out a measured dose, and you're not going to go diving in and putting far too much on. It doesn't say how much specifically, but I guess it depends on the size of your face and how much you like to use. So I'm going to prime the pump, and I'm going to use 1.5 squirts there. Now the instant surprise is the colour. I expect a white balm, but this is kind of a chocolatey brown, which is unusual, I must say. No apparent scent. Does it mention any kind of obvious perfumes? No, I shouldn't be surprised by the colour because it does mention red and violet. But it does mention there's witch hazel in here, and there's PG, which is always a nice moisturiser for the skin, I suppose you could say. Glycerin's in there, so it's all good. Now it's melting fairly quickly in the palm, that's right, in my fingers. So there is a bit of self-tanning effect going on here, which could be interesting. But on the whole, it doesn't feel greasy. Doesn't feel sticky. Yeah. Yeah, it feels alright that. I mean, it's going in quite quick. Like I say, my skin is nice and smooth, so from the shave. There's something kind of soapy, clean, almost lemony, I want to say. Have a quick check. Does it mention anything? citronella, so that could be where the citrusy twang is coming from. But yeah, on the whole, I know it does mention fragrance, but it's quite not. It just mentions fragrance, so I don't know what it is, but there's definitely lemony twang. Yeah, it feels nice. Feels nice on the skin. The kind of self-tanning effect is less apparent now, so happy days. And yeah, that feels nice. Can't complain. What I'm going to do later in the week is I'm going to sort of go through various stages. This week, this shave, should I say, I'm going to do the full 3-step. So balm, I'll say 3-step, 2-step. So it's going to be the balm and the moisturiser. One day in the week I'll do just the balm, see how that leaves it feeling, and on some days I'll just leave it at cleaning the face off with water after the shave. Anyway, I waffle. On to the face moisturiser sample. Apply it to a clean face and neck, avoid the eye area. Fairly simple, can't go wrong with that. Just take the corner off there. And I'm going to go for a similar, oh, this is quite runny and white. Yeah, that is a surprise. I was expecting it to be thicker. But yeah, let's apply and see how it feels. Feels moist. Scent wise, I'm not big on the scent. It's a little bit, I want to say, clinical. Almost got that kind of new furniture smell. I'm not. Yeah, it's definitely new flat packy type furniture, come big books. But does it leave your skin feeling good? So far, yes. I'm going to rub the rest into the backs of my hands and whatnot. And who knows, the wife might say, oh, they feel nice and soft. We shall see. So, because she often notices things like that. So it'll be an interesting test. Because my hands can get quite dry. Not that I do anything particularly labour intensive for my work. I sit there and fix computers and databases and applications and all sorts on a daily basis. So it's the hardest work I do is pressing the buttons on the coffee machine. Anyway, I've given away some trade secrets there where I operate on coffee. Rumour has it I went into hospital once and they found traces of blood in my coffee supply. So yeah, moisturiser feels good, not keen on the smell, but other than that, all good so far. Now I didn't need the shave sticks today, hence why you didn't see them feature. So there's no redness. I like this. No irritated spots. Testament to good quality products, I would say. So far so good. Like I say, the only concern I have is the scent of the moisturiser. I'm not keen on that, but scent is very subjective. I dare say it's scented the way it is for a reason. That may or may not be able to be changed, I don't know. But so far, the face wash feels good. Does exactly what it's meant to. The shave cream performs well, give me confidence for all 3 directions of pass, so with the grain, across the grain and against the grain with a pretty aggressive setup. The balm, let's say, initial concern about the colour, a little bit of self-tan effect imminently after application, goes away pretty quick, leaves your skin feeling nice, non-tacky, non-greasy and generally smooth, and yeah, the moisturiser just adds to that. It's not shiny, it's not added any kind of lustre that you wouldn't want. I know the lighting's not brilliant in here, so apologies for that, but the skin feels great. That's what I want out of a shave system. So Emma, thank you very much for sending those out. I'm going to give them a full run this week and probably into next to get a good sort of well-rounded sort of use out of them and give you honest opinions at the end. So I'm now going to go and indulge in a bit of the boxing. I'm going to catch you all tomorrow.